Hey everybody, Alex Gazor, SteelersDepot.com. It's been a while since we've done a video. I just wanted to take a couple minutes here to talk about the Le'Veon Bell situation, of course. The big news of the day as we get close to training camp, which I'm super excited to go ahead and cover. But yeah, I'm not on the podcast today. It's Dave and Dave back, so definitely check them out. But I wanted to give my 2 cents on the Bell situation. If you're on Twitter, you've already seen much of my thoughts. This will be just the video form, probably more incoherent, a little bit more rambly, but for anyone who hasn't seen it on Twitter or just wanted to have everything in one place, my quick 2 cents on Bell. I think off the top, I have to say that this is just all so stupid. And again, I tweeted this out that these two sides have wanted to get this deal done for 2 years now, probably longer than that. And the fact that we're still sitting here after all this mess, after all this negotiation, in the same place as these two sides were before, man, that's stupid. I mean, two people that wanted to come together, and it's not going to work out. This will be Bell's final year with Pittsburgh. It's just so dumb. And I get, money was a factor. It's the elephant in the room. The Steelers would not come up high enough. Bell would not go down low enough. I get why it happened. You can blame the Steelers. You can blame Bell. That's not the point I want to make with this particular point. I just think it's dumb. Big picture, if you're just a fan of the Steelers, a fan of them getting better, that the fact that these two sides couldn't come together after all that effort, all that time, it's just dumb because it's so rare for that to happen where both sides clearly are acting in good faith, want to get a deal done, and at the end of the day, you just nope, doesn't happen. Let's end it. So I just thought, yeah, that's kind of my initial big picture reaction of just this is just a whole stupid mess, and it's unfortunate because without Le'Veon Bell, and again I assume that this will be his final year in Pittsburgh. I think it's a very safe assumption to make. The Steelers are a worse team. Now, does that mean that they can't win a Super Bowl? Does that mean they can't win the AFC North? Does that mean they cannot be successful? No, of course not. They can still be successful, and they still will be. But are they worse off without Le'Veon Bell, the best running back in the NFL? Yes. And to say otherwise is just plain wrong. And yes, you can make the point about put the money into the defense and this, that, and the other, and that's fine, and that's true, but that wasn't a mutually exclusive thing. You could still fix the defense, mainly through the draft, which is how this team operates 90% of the time anyway, while keeping Bell and keeping the core of the offense intact. And we've talked about how important 2018 is, how this, in my opinion at least, and I know some of you at least agree, is their last best chance of winning a Super Bowl when you have Bell in the final year of his deal, when you have AB who's 30, Ben who's got maybe another 2 years after this year, maybe even less, hopefully more, but we know that the time is getting near for Ben's final season. And to lose Bell and to have to try to replace him, which is not going to be an automatic thing, obviously, puts his team in a difficult spot going forward, 2019 and beyond. So no getting around that. When you have someone like Bell, you have a guy that can do literally anything on the field, whether that's run, catch, block, split out. I mean, whatever. He's able to do that and do it at a high level and do it every single snap. The only guy in the league that plays 90% of the time. Todd Gurley's kind of close, but still isn't there. Someone that you can just have out there for all situations, and that's the upside over a committee. Well, everyone says, well, just go by committee. You have Philly doing it, you have the Patriots doing it. That's really more out of necessity than a want to, just because there are so few workhorse backs in the league anymore. It's become a niche position. I'm sure if you offer those teams a true every down back, they would take them in a heartbeat. And you just never know what you're going to get. And when you have a committee, you have one guy that does this well, but he limits you schematically in this way because he can't catch or he can't run the ball particularly well or whatever it is. You lose a crucial element of an offense when you have just that one back on the field. When you have Le'Veon Bell on the field, everything's wide open. You can do whatever you want. The defense never has any idea what to expect because of the versatility of someone like Le'Veon Bell or other backs around the league, kind of like Todd Gurley, like David Johnson. Those are the beacons and the gold standards of the position because they can do anything on a particular play. They can fit into a scheme, into a call, without issue. The way that a James Conner might struggle more if you ask James Conner to split out, or maybe Jalen Samuels as a running back. I mean, we'll see, but obviously him as a runner could be less successful. So you get the idea. The way that LeGarrette Blunt with New England could be in a box, the way that Corey Clement can only be used in certain ways. So you get the idea there that when you have a committee, you're a lot more limited. and you don't have that versatility and that freedom as a play caller that you would with someone like Le'Veon Bell. With the whole money thing, again, I'm not super shocked that they couldn't come together on that. I mean, that was the expectation going in. Pretty pessimistic going into yesterday that it just wasn't going to be enough different for the Steelers and Bell to come together on a deal. The report is 5 years, $70 million, which comes out to $14 million per year. Bell's up previously stated he wouldn't take less than $14.5 million per year, so there's one sticking issue. Other issues could be guaranteed money. It's not just about the average yearly value. Guaranteed money is more important to a player than average yearly value. The yearly value is kind of what the agents and the teams kind of tout to make the deal look better than it is in reality. Because remember, in the NFL, contracts aren't guaranteed. It's not like the NBA. It's not like MLB. The only thing you get in an NFL contract is the guaranteed money. That's the only thing that you are literally guaranteed with. It's not like other sports. So there could be issues there. The report is from Ian Rappaport, $33 million was the guaranteed. I forget how that compares to last year. I think it's similar. Steelers kind of, I think, increased their offer overall, maybe backloaded it a little bit more from 5 years and 60 roughly last year to 5 and 70 for this season. Should Bell have taken that deal? I mean, it's his decision. It's not our decision. I can't say that he's wrong for doing it, because I think if he hits the open market next year and he has a similar season as he's had in years past, he'll get 16, 17 million per year, because you're going to have teams with tons of cap space, and it's just kind of market value. The more teams you have going after you, the higher your price can be. And if the Steelers were getting pretty close to that mark, and they were, let's say 14 million, you can't tell me that somebody that has 50 million in cap space, like a San Francisco or a Cleveland or whoever, can't offer him 16 million per year. They will, especially if you have 2 or 3 other teams competing and driving that price up. Or Bell says, this team's offering me 15.5 million per year. What can you do? So this team comes in, I'll give you 16. Team responds back, all right, I'll give you 16.5. You get the idea. It goes up and up and up. So if Bell has a successful year as he has in the past, if he stays healthy, no doubt in my mind that he'll get basically what he's asking for, maybe even a little bit more, and he'll totally change and reset the market of the position. Sorry about that. I think we're still getting levels. I had a weird message on my headphones here. So I'll wrap this video up anyway. It's probably a good time for it. How will the Steelers move on? I mean, you have James Conner, you have Jaylen Samuels, but what? Sorry, I'm getting a super weird message on my headphones. But with Conner and Samuels, how much can you really evaluate them for this year? Bell's still going to play. He's going to play 90% of the time. That's not going to leave a lot out there for Conner and Samuels. Can you trust them to be the guy going forward? It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough call. I mean, we'll see what happens.